And then episode 10, it says that you have a help from an unexpected ally, and I don't know who that might be. And there's there's a couple of options. There's an easy answer, which is Jalen, but then there's some other people I was really curious about whether you'd get to work with them as well. So it sounds like there's a lot coming up for you. And I was curious, did you get the scripts in order, like in terms of like as the season went? Was there anything that you were filming and then you were surprised by a twist? You know, you got the script a few weeks later and you were surprised by a big twist?
Definitely. So we get the episodes like 1 week before we start shooting that episode. So I actually never knew where Mia's story was
too
going
far in advance.
Yeah. So for example, in episode 5, when my dad betrays me.
Yeah.
I remember reading, oh man, like this feels so bad. Like this is it. This is your climax. And then I got a tip and they're like, just downplay it. Like there's more coming.
There's
I'm like,
downplay it.
Yeah. I'm like, but my dad betrayed me. Like that feels so bad. And then I read episode 7. I'm like, oh damn, that's why. Like I totally get it.
No, fair
my
enough.
God. Yeah. So yeah, go on.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually, that's true. Like you're talking, I had it written down, and we were talking about episode 7, and I'm like, it's so much bigger that you forgot that you already had one life altering trauma just a few weeks ago.
I know.
You know, it's not, you know, what Mia's dad did is not particularly forgivable, and I think that was a really good moment to show us that, like, you know, she had this idea of, you know, well, this is the family who will care about me, and then it's kind of proof that it's not. So yeah, that was, you know, quite upsetting as well, honestly. I don't know if there's any hope for any reconciliation there, but I don't think so. You know. So that's pretty crazy, Mia's life. And you know, the end of episode 8, you know, we kind of have this back and forth. You know, Jelan and Mia, they meet, they talk about this fate that Mia has to be this, you know, destructive power. And, you know, Jelan says, you should use that to take out Russell Tan because Nicky won't handle it. Mia has this kind of very obvious downfall of, like, or not downfall, but like a very obvious another kind of hurdle with Nicky, where she's learned that Nicky's kept something else from her. But then at the episode they kind of rush back together and they're both about to tell each other like what's happened, and then Nicky has to go. And you know, we close on this shot of your face, of Mia's face, like really hardening, and is like really really, like, you know, she's kind of really upset or, you know, that Nicky's blown her off, or maybe she thought that Jillian wasn't telling the truth and she wanted Nicky to tell her that wasn't real, but she's now got kind of an idea that it is. So, like, without spoiling where we're going in the future, like that last moment of that, you know, that kind of reaction for Mia when we end episode 8 that's airing tonight, what was in that moment for you? Like, what was she thinking in that moment?
I feel like even in real life, like I'm an honest person, and I love when others are honest with me. And when people choose to either lie or just not tell me things that, you know, should be told, I will react to it, right? I will question them. I will question, you know, what are their intentions? Like, are they actually my friend? Do they actually care about me? So those were the thoughts that were going through my head when she did turn away and left me behind. It just made me think, well, you know, why is she being nice to me then? Like, what does she want from me? Like, is this genuine? Like, just question everything. And then and for me to rethink, well, you know, Jalan doesn't even know who I am, but she's actually watching out for me. So what am I doing here? Like, maybe like not in the right place. Like, I shouldn't be here.
I'm going to assume Mia is going to give Jalan a call at some time. You know, she left the number. I think we can probably assume that we've seen each other. They're going to, you know, she's going to take her up on that. But without spoiling, you know, anything big, what can we say, like, to finish up about, you know, what to look out for moving forward with Mia in the
What
next
to
few
look out.
episodes?
Mia will get to act with pretty much all of the Shen family members, like
Yeah.
more intimately. For example, in this episode, like, she got to act with Shannon, which
Yeah.
is interesting.
That was very
'cause I
cute, very
Yeah,
kind
'cause
of,
yeah,
yeah.
right. It's like a foil, right? Because she's so
Yeah.
bubbly.
Yeah, that kind
And
of like frothy bluntness of like, what was it being so weird and isolated your whole life? Like just that kind of
yeah,
like,
right.
yeah, that was really cool. So yeah.
Yeah, so she will get to act with other members of the Shen family and other people too. Yeah. And then things will go down.
Things will happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's all sounds fun. I mean, yeah, and I assume that you've had a really nice time and that, you know, hopefully we will see you
did.
back next year, maybe. But it would be cool if we saw you back on the show next year. So yeah. Also, I mean, just to finish up,
Yes.
you're not on
Yes.
social media like at all.
I'm only on Instagram.
Yeah, but not very active either.
Yeah.
What's that like? Good for you. Like,
Yeah,
how's that?
So it's funny because I was on set on Kung Fu, and my manager was, trying to have me open my Instagram for the longest time. I was like, yeah, I'll do it. When the show airs or something, I'm like, I'll do it. And then Deadline came out with the news that we were cast. And I remember I was on set and my manager was like calling me. He's like, you need to open your Instagram right now. Like, this is the time. And like, I'm like on set trying to find a username and everything. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know. It's just, for me, I have never been a fan of social media. I think it's fake. I think it's just, display of what you want others to think of you as. I don't know. I never was a fan. And unfortunately, I'm on it now. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, so now I can't really say anything about it. But
No, fair. No, I mean, I think it's, a tool that, you might need
yeah,
to
to
use,
communicate with, of course.
but yeah,
Yeah.
some people are really into it. And like a lot of people in the show are really involved on social media
Yeah,
with the
and
show.
obviously
And
it's a good,
yeah,
it's a good place to reach people, and like,
Yeah.
for people to speak to me as well. Like, it's probably the only place they could find me and they could talk to me and stuff like that. So I totally get that as well. And that it's really nice though to read stuff like that. But at the same time, like, I'm so vulnerable. Like, if I hear something, like if I read something bad,
Yeah,
I'm like,
no, fair
oh,
enough.
remember that for my life. Like, this is it. Like, this
No,
is it.
I think it's cool. I think it's cool that you are not on Twitter. I think you're lucky.
Twitter's
So
scary. I will never be on there. I cannot.
that's fair enough.